So recently, Keemstar uploaded a drama alert where the YouTuber Ohmwrecker accuses other YouTubers such as H2O Delirious, WILDCAT, Luke Calibri, and Minilad of sending underage nudes to each other in a group chat. Ohmwrecker backs up these allegations due to the fact that H2O Delirious was caught talking to a 17-year-old sexually back in 2013. And since so many YouTubers are involved in these allegations, it sparked a lot of conversation between them on Twitter. But before we get into this mess of a story, I'd like to take a moment to talk about the sponsor for today's video, Scentbird. Scentbird is this really cool service that allows you to get expensive perfumes and colognes for only $16. Scentbird carries top designer brands like Prada, Gucci, and Versace, as well as indie labels like Vince Camuto, The Harmonist, and Confessions of a Rebel. And all of them are 100% authentic as Scentbird works directly with those brands. If you don't know anything about fragrances and which ones to choose, you can take a simple quiz on Scentbird based on what you want to smell like, and they will pick out the perfect fragrances for you. I wanted to go for a more Chad Alpha Man scent, so I took the quiz and the fragrances I got were Maritime Triumph, Garden Party, and Yin Transformation. All of them smell amazing, and the design of the product was really cool. So they come in these little pouches, and it's just a simple little cylinder that you can just twist up and out, just spray it, and all of a sudden, wow! It really works! To get a fragrance like that, it would usually cost over $100. But because I used Scentbird, I'm able to get these for $16 a month, but if you use code BOBLAX, you'll be able to get $11 on your first month. It's really cheap, and honestly for you guys, stuff like this helps a lot with the ladies. And to get that type of result for only $11 for the first month, it's just a no-brainer in my opinion. And with the Scentbird app, it is so convenient to do. So if you're interested, be sure to click the link in the description and use code BOBLAX at checkout. Thank you so much to Scentbird for sponsoring this video. But for now, let's get right back into the video. Alright, so the Twitter discussion surrounding the allegations brought up in Keemstar's video started when Keemstar tweeted out this Twitter video with the caption, "Just got off the phone with Minilad. He said some stuff."
Okay, just got off the phone with Minilad, trying to get, his take on the situation. Minilad says that the story about H2O Delirious and the 17-year-old, he's like, everyone in the group kind of knows about this story. He wasn't around when this happened, but like people have talked about it in the group. So in his opinion, he thinks this really did happen. He also said that the whole idea of this Skype group chat with the Vanoss crew, sharing nudes with each other, he goes, he was in that Skype chat and that didn't happen. He didn't see any of that. And Minilad says that he left that Skype group chat like 4 years ago to go do his own thing. So maybe something did happen when he wasn't there, but when he was there, he didn't see any of that. So that's what Minilad is saying, and I'll keep working this and keep you updated.
Tony42 responds to Keemstar's video by saying, "We trusting a guy who denied being a pedo and blamed it on mental health, and talk about it went under heat from everyone? What the fuck, this is some BS. Keemstar quote tweets him and says, "I'm not trusting anyone. I'm just trying to accurately represent what all parties are claiming in the situation, and report it to my viewers." Keemstar then makes another Twitter video titled, "Today's Drama Alert."
Hey guys, I just want to make a video to consolidate all my thoughts on the new drama alert that was uploaded. I'm seeing a lot of tweets saying Ohmwrecker shouldn't be trusted, he has a clear bias, he has a beef with the group, and that's true, but he didn't just come to me with his story, he came to me with screenshots, with actual evidence of older tweets and of this situation. If you go to Social Blade, you can see those tweets were deleted, or tweets have been deleted. You can find some of the responses to those tweets from fans that are still available on Twitter that you can go and look up, and you can see they're reacting and responding to deleted tweets. So, it's not like there's no evidence whatsoever. Does that mean that this is 100% true? No, but it doesn't mean that it's false either. And it doesn't mean that this is just out of thin air. I mean, there is some smoke. Is there fire? We have to find out. We have to talk to more people. More evidence needs to come out. Some are questioning, well, why even cover this story unless you have 100% smoking gun proof? This is a big story. If it's true, huge story. If it's false and Ohmwrecker, lied about some of the information or edited a screenshot or something like that, if he's found guilty of that, It's also a big story. I mean, Ohmwrecker is, I called him by the wrong name just now. Ohmwrecker is, he's a big YouTuber himself. He's got like, what, 2 million subscribers? If he's out there making up false allegations against other YouTubers, like many of you are saying, if you're right and that's true, that's a big story too. But we're at the beginning stage. More evidence is going to come out. You know, we got to talk to more people. You know, people got to tell their sides of the story. I reached out to Minilad today, talked to him. Minilad said that he's heard about this, right? So that's more evidence, right? And many of you are saying, well, Minilad's a liar. Minilad lied to his fans. He's not a credible source. Okay, definitely take that in consideration. But he's saying he heard about this too. But Minilad also defended the group and said he was in the Skype chat and he didn't see any exchanging of nudes or whatever. So he doesn't think that's true. You know, it's just, we're going to have to see where this goes. You know, I'm going to continue to work the story and get all the facts out, but I'm not on anyone's side. I'm just reporting what everyone else is saying.
XWDS responds to Keem by saying, "You asked the two most untrustworthy people in the situation, a predator who won't take responsibility for his actions, and a petty man looking for revenge on his old friends. You should have at least waited until you got a response from the other side. H2O, Brian, Moo, etc." Keemstar quote tweets him and says, "Many of you are putting out a false narrative that I only got one side of the story. That is not true. I talked to H2O Delirious and Lou Calibri and explained what they said in my video. I invited them both on my show. I can't reach out to WILDCAT because he has me blocked." Damian responds to Keem by saying, "Doesn't matter, Keem. As a news reporter, you should know who you can trust when it comes to allegation rumors. Ohm is known as being a liar, and you've still interviewed him." Keemstar quote tweets him and says, "Actually, Ohmwrecker told a story on Drama Alert that was just confirmed by H2O Delirious himself. That is in fact true. The only thing in question is the girl's actual age. Personally, I'm more angry at the people that set H2O up. Still waiting on more facts." We will check out the tweet where H2O confirms the story, but first let's take a look at this response from Eric, where he says, "Yeah, but Delirious wants to forget about it, and is probably mad at the people who set him up now or not." Keemstar quote tweets him and says, "This was not like a pedo sting operation. This seems like a very mean prank by so-called friends. And if the girl was really 17, then the people that set H2O up most likely knew this, cause they were calling him pedo after, and they should be held accountable." Now moving on to H2O Delirious' tweets about this, he first comments on this by saying, "Screw Ohm, that manipulative piece of shit. He's not the saint he claims. All his lies and twists because two groups decided they didn't want to play games with him. Allegedly did the same thing to Markiplier. Ask him why he cheated on his real life girlfriend he likes to keep a secret, Jamie Pang. I'm currently trying to be happy and raise my child, and be good at having a family, but consistently had Ohm in my messages every day with some crazy questions and paranoia, or blaming me when it wasn't my game sessions, because people didn't like him, and this is what he does. I do want to address one thing that has been completely misrepresented. It's something I have for many years been embarrassed about, and destroyed my trust for years. I never wanted to talk about this. I still don't, but it's being forced on me. 9 years ago, two people thought it would be funny to do something really messed up as a form of hazing me. It's no secret I was easily excited and very crude when I was in my early 20s. Someone I had played with a few times prior on Xbox messaged me saying they were only wearing a towel. This caught my attention and interest. She invited me to a voice call, and this led to the equivalent of phone sex. At the time, I did not know her or anything about her. I was just excited a woman was coming on to me out of nowhere. This was before any of us were big on YouTube. I was dumb. A week or so later, I started hearing from the group about an audio recording of me with her. I was shocked, felt violated, betrayed, and to this day I can't bring myself to fully forgive them for this. It came to light that the two got the lady to message me coming on to me, and saying those things just to record it. She was on call with them the whole time, and they recorded it and shared it. I'm so embarrassed and ashamed still. I, to this day, don't know if this part is true, but while I was being taunted for it, they also said the woman wasn't a woman at all yet, and was only 17. I didn't know who she was, or if it was just said to make me feel worse. I was furious with everyone involved, but at the advice of others in the group, that it was best we all cut the crap and move on. I let it go, but now it's being brought back to light, and I hate that I have to talk about it. I don't want to name who. They know who they are. It sucks. The guy who pulled this horrible prank on H2O all those years ago, basically I do work, responded to him by saying, "It was me. It was a shitty thing to do. I've apologized to Delirious dozens of times over the years. I don't blame him for not forgiving me. The entire plan started and stopped at get him to turn on his webcam and do a face reveal." Bad Day Duck responds to him by saying, The hell is wrong with you? Taking advantage of minors and young single friends of yours for your own amusement. Nah bro, Ohm was right about you all. This sounds like the police need to get involved. Marshall replies, not one time did I say, go have phone sex with Delirious. We wanted to see if she could make him do a face reveal. That's it. What happened during the call, I had no influence on. Penguin responds, your entire plan was to breach someone's privacy using a woman as incentive? How is that much worse? Marshall responds, like I said, it was a shitty thing to do. Keemstar responds to H2O Delirious by uploading a Twitter video titled Ohmwrecker.
Yo, this is insane, guys. You know, I do this interview with Ohmwrecker, right? And he comes on and tells this story on Drama today. I'm sure you've seen it, where he says, you know, H2O back in 2013 got set up by, you know, basically do work and another YouTuber. They set him up. They sent a 17-year-old girl to go flirt with him, and they recorded him secretly, you know, jerking off to this girl having phone sex. And so when that interview came out on Drama, so many comments, so much hate coming my way saying, Keemstar, how could you have this fucking liar, Ohmwrecker, on your show? You mean he's a fucking liar? He's biased. He's a backstabber. He's trying to ruin the group. He's salty because they won't play with him anymore. All this shit, right? But then H2O Delirious comes out and confirms the story. That is real. Basically, I basically do work. That guy confirms the story that this is real. And now I see this fan base still calling him a fucking liar. And he's biased and he's making everything up and he's just trying to... Facts. Only facts. This story is real. This story is true. The people involved are confirming it's true. Ohmwrecker or whatever told a real fucking true story. And I told you, I talked to Minilad today, and Minilad said that he heard about this. And when I put out that Twitter video, you guys were all saying, Minilad, you can't trust him. He's a fucking pedo. He's fucking lying. Da, da, da. Minilad told the truth too. Proven, factual, confirmed 100%. So it's like, look, man, you gotta fucking, you know, have opinions that are based on reality. Because a lot of opinions, he's a liar, he's making this up, they don't fly. You have been factually proven wrong. Did he lie about something else? Sure, we could talk about that. But in this scenario, in the story that he told on Drumler, all these comments that he's a fucking liar and all that other stuff, you're wrong. And he's actually right. He's been proven right today. And that's facts on top of facts.
Like Dragon789 responds to Keem by saying, Keem, okay, one story has been proven, but what about the other stories about other people? Next time, get the facts confirmed before you make a video to start up drama when we don't need it. Also, talking to Minnie? Really? Keemstar quote tweets him and says, to be fair, none of you fans can be trusted at all. You were the exact same people that were defending Minilad for months and months, and you even defended after he admitted to everything. It was months later till you finally realized what he did was wrong. You can't be trusted. Speaking of fanboys that can't be trusted, Keemstar responds to one of them in a Twitter video titled, Dear Maddie Cage.
Okay, this is gonna be good. Get ready.
Fuck Ohmwrecker, fuck Keemstar. Like, seriously, Keem, why the fuck did you have to take Ohm's side on this?
I didn't take his side. I interviewed him, and I offered the same interview to H2O, to Louis, to everyone.
Why? Like, I've heard that Ohm likes to start shit like over a year ago.
Okay, well, maybe he does like to start shit, all right? Maybe he has an axe to grind. Maybe he's biased and hates this group and wants to ruin them. But when he puts forward a story that is 100% proven to be factual by H2O and by fucking, I basically, like, they confirmed Ohmwrecker's story to be true. So, okay, let's move on.
You wonder why, you're asking yourself, why don't they want to play with me anymore? This is why. This is why.
Okay, again, that has nothing to do with me.
I really fucking can. Keem, you gave Vanoss a reason to basically sue you because you...
Oh, Vanoss can try to sue me. Good luck. Good luck.
You used his name for slander in the title of your fucking video.
I used his name for slander in the title of the video. Okay, listen, the Vanoss crew is called the Vanoss crew from people like you. You named them the Vanoss crew. Why are you fucking mad at that name that you gave them?
I get it. The fandom came up with the Vanoss crew.
Okay.
You still put Vanoss's name there.
Yeah, because it's the Vanoss crew. Bro, we're dealing with some very educated people here.
Another thing, props to Vanoss for keeping his spirits up with that damn tweet, man. You fucking got me. Thank you, Vanoss, for staying out of this fucking drama. Bro, this shit pisses me off. Like, the Vanoss crew was my childhood.
Yep, and that's what it boils down to. You're mad because this is your childhood. Look, man, I got to do my job. I'm going to report the facts. I'm going to, talk about the truth in this scenario, and nothing's going to stop me, bud.
Maddie responds to Keemstar by saying, "You aren't the main person I was mad at. I'm mainly mad at Ohm. I was just extremely angry when I made these videos. I understand you have a job to do, and I'm not mad at you for doing your job. I'm mainly mad at Ohm. I do still have a lot of respect for you, Keem." Speaking of Ohm, let's see what he has to say about all of this. After the drama alert dropped, he tweeted out, "Funny how people will spend more time attacking me than denouncing pedos. They deleted thousands of tweets and tens of millions of video views, slandering me and lying after a full year of threats. Wait till you see everything." Keem saw a tiny amount and left stuff out. Between WILDCAT's big crusade to accuse me of being a fake account in June 2020, turning friends on me, Terrorizer's lie last year, and then coming across the stuff with the group and underage girls / complicity, plus the threats and libel, it's been a world of bullshit. A man who has admitted to have engaged in bad stuff with an underage 17-year-old girl tried to come at me with personal attacks with a whole group defending the situation, instead of standing against it. Tries to call me a cheater, yet a girl just reached out with this. He then shows a DM that says, "He basically used his platform to get nudes from me. When we talked, I would try to change the subject, but he kept bringing it back to my OnlyFans. I sent him pics and stuff because he was my favorite YouTuber, and I wanted to impress him. I then found out he had a girlfriend. Around the time that all of this happened was when he and his girlfriend conceived their child. After I found out about her, he ghosted me. When I finally found out who she was, I reached out to her. She said that he had lied about the situation to her, saying I was a crazy person trying to get clout by getting him in trouble. He lied and told her that it happened before they got together, but I showed her the timestamps and the messages as proof. She asked me not to say anything, because she didn't want to get made fun of or hurt for what he did. She was pregnant, so I kept quiet because I didn't want to hurt her. But after this, I have to say something, because now he's being accused of doing the same stuff to minors. So long story short, he cheated on his girlfriend around the time she got pregnant, then lied and said I was a crazy person, just trying to get clout off getting him in trouble. She then shows DMs between her and H2O Delirious. They are from January 30th, 2020, and it starts out with H2O saying, "I want to see this surprise." She responds, "Ask nicely," to which he responds, "Please." She then sends a sexual photo to him and says, "I can't believe I'm sending this to you." The next day she says, "I feel I should ask you this since I kinda sent you pictures, but are you seeing anyone? I just don't want to cause you any problems like that." He responds, "Yes I am. She's here with me now." She responds, "Oh, I feel bad now." He responds, "You are too, right? I assumed you are. Seen you had a kid, or am I wrong? Lol, don't feel bad." She does the same thing as OnlyFans. Ohmwrecker continues the thread by saying, "While his wife was pregnant," and add to that, another girl I spoke to directly on call a couple months ago told me she personally reported Delirious to the police for child pornography over things she knew firsthand, from at least one other victim. Open your eyes. Sorry, girlfriend, not wife. Liz and Delirious are only dating, not married. Ohmwrecker also addresses the Markiplier thing when he tweets out, "I'm so tired of people bringing up this Markiplier garbage. Jack was the source of it, not me." Here's me bringing it up with him again in 2020, where he downplayed it. Again, I am not the source of it. The one time I mentioned it to Mark, he blocked me. He then shows DMs between him and Jacksepticeye. It starts out with Ohmwrecker saying, "Sean, I would hope that you'd consider speaking out about Markiplier in midst of everything going on, unless you were actively lying to me at the time." And others were as well, including those at Maker. "The fans should have been protected years ago, and the story should have been heard. This is the time to do better." There's then a censored portion, and he continues by saying, "You and Mark continue to this day to speak out about issues, so here's your chance." Jacksepticeye responds, "This was a long time ago when I never actually met Mark in person. I was kind of mad at him at the time because I looked up to him so much, but he wasn't what I expected when I played with him, so I listened to the gossip and rumors. I never had any actual hard evidence or anything like that. When I met with him for the first time and talked about it, he told me they weren't true. I have also never heard anything like that about him since." Ohmwrecker continues his Twitter thread by saying, "This was raised because WILDCAT and Delirious tried to accuse me of falsely accusing using Markiplier. I was not the source. They brought it to Twitter again, as have misinformed haters. Look at the screenshot for yourself. Jack doesn't dispute it at all. All of this is only serving as a distraction by the people that have heinous allegations and evidence emerging, most of which even isn't public yet. WILDCAT pulled this shit last year, weaponizing troll armies. When the dust settles, you'll see more clear. Ohmwrecker then shares various more accounts from alleged victims of H2O Delirious, but unfortunately for Ohmwrecker, one of the emails he tweeted out ended up being fake. As Bulldog Ross later tweeted out, Ohmwrecker, look familiar? Looks legit, right? WILDCAT, H2O Delirious, thought y'all might want to see this. 1000% of that email is false, because I wrote it from an alt account I just made tonight, and Ohm is using it as gospel. Keemstar responds to him by saying, oh my, the fact that he actually tweeted it out is insane. Bulldog Ross responds, I know, right? Also check the timestamp. Still no reply to investigate or confirm. Granted, he might know already, but there wasn't even an attempt before my first tweet. Ohmwrecker responds to him by saying, that is an incredibly reckless and shitty thing to do. You should be absolutely ashamed of yourself for trying to put into question victim statements. WILDCAT quote tweets Bulldog Ross and says, and Ohm deleted his tweet screenshotting this email. Weird. Ohm has been threatening to expose us with this shit for months behind the scenes. I've had a 40-year-old man spending hours upon hours going back through my tweets from nearly a decade ago, trying to find pieces to fit a puzzle he has created in his mind. Fucking loser. I could go off non-stop, but I'ma leave it at that. Who's Miguel responds to him by saying, but why delete a lot of the tweets? That's the only thing that's weird. Ohm, I know is weird, but that tweet thing. Tyler responds, I deleted old tweets because I don't need some 40-year-old skimming through every dumb fuck thing I said from a decade ago. Not like that makes them go away. He's a fucking weirdo that screenshots and saves everything. So they ain't gone, trust. Felt like I had a middle-aged man going through my underwear drawer while I was sleeping. Was creepy as fuck. I also experienced some crazy gaslighting through this whole thing, so there were times I went into panic mode. H2O Delirious responds to WILDCAT by saying, this 100%. WILDCAT continues tweeting when he says, God, there's so many lies and misunderstandings to address, and I just don't know the best way. Something really weird was when I had one of my biggest sponsorship partners reach out to me that they had received an email from someone making all these accusations about us. Going after sponsors like a pussy is mad cringe. Good thing they trust me and continued working with me. It was never confirmed who sent the email, but I'd have to imagine they are an absolute loser, like monumentally huge. I blocked Keem years ago. I don't fuck with that dude for many reasons. He can make whatever video he wants, and he'll probably get shit wrong because he often does, but I'm not talking to him or going on his show. And take Vanoss' name out of your title, you fucking goober. Man, today was like an Ohmwrecker video. Shitty, and I'm glad it's over. Time for bed. WILDCAT's girlfriend Kelly also had some very nice things to say about Ohmwrecker. She tweets out, pathetic sewer-dwelling rat. All you'll ever be is that person who people invited out of pity because you have no personality or redeeming qualities, and cried all the time when people didn't play with you anymore. Eat rocks. I'm so mad he's threatening Tyler with bullshit for months, and he's gotten super bad anxiety and was gaslit like crazy. Scum. Tyler hasn't done anything wrong except being cringe as hell almost 10 years ago. Who wasn't? God! I'm so sorry for all the vitriol, but watching your significant other suffer for months due to a lying fuck who's trying to ruin the love of my life's life for no fucking reason is so infuriating. Imagine being 40 and acting like that. Can't imagine that. It's cause you're not an infected boil on a desiccated nutsack of a geriatric elephant. Keemstar called me a gold-digging whore, so I mean, it's kind of obvious Tyler didn't want to talk to him. Laughing my ass off. GFY. It was unprovoked too, laughing my ass off. I didn't even say anything. He was fighting with Tyler and dragged me into it for no reason. Zelda responds to her by saying, he said I lied about my mom having MS and Parkinson's for clout. What a great guy. Kelly quote tweets her and says, stand up dude. Fuck you all for watching and supporting him. She then responds to her tweet about Keemstar calling her a gold digger by saying, remember that? Stupid bitch Keemstar. So fuck off crusty ass wart. And no, you've tried to ruin so many people's lives, so you wouldn't remember each individual time. Watching a certain sentient slime mold's mediocre career explode into a million pieces of white dog shit, all because they decided to go on a fake social justice crusade. Good job. Braver than our troops, King. Bravo. Hey, Ohm, Amazon is hiring. $15 an hour. I mean, it's more than your channel generates anyways, but you should still give it a try. Watch out though. I heard your joints get worn out after 40, so be careful. I'm done, but all I'm gonna say is don't bring a dildo to a gunfight. One way or another, you're gonna end up fucking yourself. Imagine carrying a baby in your stomach for 40 years. I feel bad for Ohm's mom. My fucking unfertilized egg more mature than this bitch, for real. I'd rather lick a lollipop covered in Lena Dunham's chest pubes than come within 10 miles of that bitch boy. I'm done tweeting about all this stupid shit. I'm seething with anger right now, and it's up to the people people involved to resolve this. So that's what Tyler's girlfriend had to say on the situation. H2O Delirious' girlfriend also spoke up and said, "Let me save you the click." Vanoss crew drama explained, Ohm, who is a creepy dude with history, gets mad that no one will play with him anymore, so starts making up accusations to get everyone he feels wronged him cancelled. Lou is kind of a jerk and an idiot, but whatever, and says a bunch of crap to someone he barely knows. He slid in my DMs before long ago. Didn't go anywhere. He likes to just talk crap. Then goes on to say he wishes he pulled the girls in nudes Delirious gets. Me and my nudes. And no, the group with all of them does not share my nudes. But I'm sure he and plenty of other guys, probably others in that circle, are in some other groups that do. But I post nude photos for a living. I'm just mad they should be paying like everyone else. Then Ohm bounces on this and misconstrues everything and frames it. Like everyone is sharing underage images in some secret ring. Everyone who doesn't like him, of course. Then a few very fake profiles come up trying to spread this BS. All created in the past months following this creepy guy as the first or second profile and just a handful of others. Posting nearly identical things to Ohm. And only these things. And then they cycle like all my things. Yeah, I'm not about that blocked all. It's BS for someone to make false claims against people simply because they feel wronged. And then completely misconstrue others to attack people they don't like. I understand and realize due to their history and past allegations they made against their past employers and work, this person seems to have severe issues. But that is no excuse for this. Shame on Ohm and those that continue to give him a platform, to keep on his manipulative nonsense. I hope he leaves our lives and one day karma will bite him in the arse. Well, Lou messaged me. He insists he was not referring to me or my images, and then went on to attempt to explain something that didn't make any sense at all, being that he made up crap to see if someone would leak info. Is half of this group retarded? F that guy too. And apologies to actual retarded people. You guys rock, and most wouldn't do this crap. Let's use the term instead imbeciles to refer to the idiots involved here. Also, I don't swear much, and reserve it for when it's worthy, but fuck you, Keemstar. We aren't helping feeding you and your nonsense by coming on and giving our side. We speak for ourselves directly to people. You don't care about truth. You don't care at all. You are just a bottom-feeding piece of shit who relies on rumors and others' misfortunes to make a living. You don't remember any of our past interactions, but I sure do. Fuck you. You aren't news. You aren't an advocate for the truth or what's right. You are a YouTube drama tabloid. Ohm is reaching so far he is now posting conversations from adult OnlyFans chick, who Delirious messaged trying to get the free nude she posted about on Twitter as promo. I spoke to this woman myself after. She sent me their entire convo. She and I were very positive back and forth. She continued to message me asking about things, and how to build a bigger following. And then this clout-hungry cunt goes on to reach out with her BS to Ohm, and she seemingly blocked me at some point out of nowhere in the past months. Honey, I hope you enjoyed the view from down there, because you are never going anywhere licking boots like this for attention. And then she shares proof of her messages with this OnlyFans girl, which takes place about 6 months after her messages with H2O Delirious. Keemstar responds to her in a Twitter video titled, "Dear Liz Katz Official."
Hey Liz, seen the tweets that you made yesterday. You were attacking me pretty hard. And I get it, right? H2O is your man. You love your man. Emotions are running high. You're trying to defend. In fact, the entire group wants to talk about thumbnails and, a certain person in a title. Anything but the situation. I get it. The problem is all this attackness stuff has just made me way more invested. I have an amazing research team that, has put their heart and soul into this, and we have unfolded so much. It's unbelievable. But I just want to respond to you yesterday attacking like my profession and what I do for a living. You said, I'm a scumbag or whatever. I don't know if you use that term because I capitalize on misfortune of others and blah, blah, blah. And you use the term that like I'm a bottom feeder, just attacking what I do on Drama Alert. And I started thinking about this. I was like, well, what does this girl do for a living? And then I realized you actually like sell pictures of your fucking asshole for a living. You sell pictures of your fucking asshole for a living. And you're talking shit about what I do? Okay. So, let's think about what you do for a living before you criticize what other people do for a living.
Keemstar follows up the Twitter video by saying, she talks trash at me, I talk trash back, and she blocks. Typical. Liz responds to Keem's Twitter video by saying, a misogynist will always show again and again what they are. Numerous women have spoken out about how Keemstar has been sexist towards them. I'm not a bottom feeder because I make money off of YouTube tabloid nonsense and others' misfortune. I will shield myself and attempt to discredit because you are a woman who poses nude. Again, the feller proves my original point. He is not news. He is not a reliable, unbiased source. He is an immature and evidently emotionally stunted, opportunistic prick. A middle-aged man parading as a hero to teens, because he feeds them the drama and childish antics they crave. And I hope more women with experiences with Keemstar being sexist or demeaning towards them speak up loud, because this isn't the first time he has come across this way towards me. And he's anti-Semitic too. I'm a confident Jewish woman who posts nudes. Clearly I'm public enemy number 1. Going all the way back to Ohmwrecker's initial tweets to this, Aaron responds to him by saying, can't be mad because they don't want to play with you anymore. You're a grown man. And it really makes me sad hearing about this really. Ohmwrecker responds, I have not wanted to play with them since last year. I had them blocked. I opened a door to confront Terrorizer about the lies he said in October. While that was going on, the issue with girls came up. Suddenly they wanted to talk. Tried to convince me to play games again. Stop believing the lies and bullshit. Give this time to surface. I've been distracted by the bombardment of harassment and lies, even violent threats. To be clear as well, I turned down their invitation to play again. Even turned down a brand deal with Delirious 1 to 2 weeks ago. Tyler screenshots these tweets and then responds to them on his Twitter by saying, this is just not true. Me and Brian tried to reach out to Ohm in early March, after Brian had received DMs from Ohm about Ohm being upset about how everything was affecting him. He mentioned all this girl shit after this convo. The proof is literally in his own doc. We had to convince him to join the call with us, and that we were trying to put things behind us. He was hesitant to talk to us, not opening the door to confront us. We tried so many times in private to put this situation behind us. He then shares a Discord screenshot from March 9th, 2021, where WILDCAT says, we're about to chat for a bit if you're interested. All good if you're not. Just seeing if there's anything that can be resolved or any questions or misconceptions to clear up. Not trying to be hostile or start shit. Be around for 15 to 20 more minutes. Just join and chat, my guy. Ohmwrecker responds, I'm honestly not sure how to feel about this. My gut tells me it's a bad idea to jump on a call right now, but I will join just to see what this is about. If it turns in a direction I'm uncomfortable with, I will have to leave. WILDCAT responds, fair enough. Just trying to come to an understanding. Been a long year. WILDCAT continues his Twitter thread by saying, there's never been an invitation to play with us again. Our entire group was done with him by this point, but wanted to help ease the tension between us so it could be water under the bridge. It was during this conversation that he revealed to us that he was compiling evidence against our group, to show that we were bullies who wronged him by kicking him out of the group and being toxic. Upon him digging for this evidence, he found the old tweets he screenshotted. Ohm answered why I deleted my old tweets better than I ever could. He then shows messages from Ohm that say, I mean, diversity is good. People love the session. No one was hating on me for being how I was. And for as long as I've been involved with businesses and studying aspects of case law related to business as part of my degree, I know the importance of context. People with an agenda can/will spin things out of context. The less ammo you give them, the better. WILDCAT continues tweeting when he says, but if he's gonna tweet his narrative, I'll tweet the truth. Now another person in the group, Scotty, had his wife Chrissy speak up about some stuff. She tweeted out, all we ever wanted was to be left alone. It's exactly what I said last summer. We all still want that. Stop trying to find and manifest things to hurt people who don't want to associate with you. I understand you think you're doing what's right, but you are regurgitating lies. Dredging up stuff from nearly a decade ago. Lumping everyone into this brand of predators with literally no proof, but the word of one known liar, who has both said there were and weren't nude group chats. Which is it? Does nothing but paint you in a bad light. Focus on yourself. Yes, there are people out there abusing their influence, but not everyone is. If there was legit proof, fine, bring it forward. Otherwise, stop. Focus on yourself. Be the best you, cause this ain't it, chief. And for everyone, let's not spread hate to anyone. Just because you get one thing right, doesn't forgive all the other lies. Tries to paint someone as a pedo who was set up. Backs BS claims about nude chats and predators. Reposts emails as fact without verification. Takes tweets out of context. Pulls people into BS. Reopens people's trauma. That's why everyone is mad. We're tired of it. Casey Robinson replies by saying, you sticking up for your husband's friends and your friends legit proves how close you all are. It's honestly amazing. He who must not be named is nothing but a snake and karma will get him. And I honestly can't wait. Chrissy responds, not all of us are super close. Some of us are, but not everyone. And that's okay. But coming after a whole group and stretching stories, spreading false narratives, nah, it's not cute. Chrissy continues her thread by saying, this was something between 4 people that was handled privately. If none of them felt a need for this information, information to be public, why did someone with no involvement try to SJW something that didn't need it? It's just unfortunate. This being brought to light for no goddamn reason, other than to hurt people. It's mind-boggling. And then bringing in other people. It pulling in those abused by others. Just opened wounds for people. And to them, I'm sorry. Speaking of opening old wounds for people, one of Minilad's victims, Haley, ended up speaking about this on Twitter. She says, "Of course, due to yesterday's BS with Voldemort, the shit I was a part of resurfaced in my mentions and DMs. No, none of Craig's old friends were obligated to speak on what happened. No, none of them knew what was happening. I say this. can pin blame all he wants. They didn't know. I was afraid to tell them. I was afraid to reach out to his friends because I was afraid he would do something to himself as he's warned. Hate me for not telling them about it. I don't care. I was a fucking kid, and scared for someone I cared for dearly. Who to believe? The woman who was headfirst in the mud, or a fucking bystander who was always bored? I'll say it again. Don't ever think they knew. They didn't. This was my story, and I know how it went. I was the one trembling in fear about to press send to someone, but didn't. Other people in the group also speak up on this in a less serious way. Terrorizer says, I've been away all day. What did I miss? Why are you all smirking? Do I have something on my face? Vanoss Gaming says, I know there's been a lot of heated debates happening lately about this topic, and I've honestly been thinking long and hard all day whether I should come out publicly and make a statement about this, and set the record straight. But yes, Gartic Phone is far superior from Scriblio. And that's finally all of the tweets on this situation. It's kind of interesting to see so many people from multiple different sides just shit on Ohmwrecker. I have seen nobody in support of him other than Keemstar. And even then, Keemstar isn't fully behind him, as he did criticize Ohmwrecker for sharing the fake email on his latest drama alert. But if you have any different opinions, I would love to know, as some of the stuff Ohmwrecker brought up could be legitimate. I mean, the story about H2O and the 17-year-old from 2013 was real, so maybe some other things he's saying is true. Anyways, if you'd like to keep up with this story and many others, don't forget to subscribe with notifications on. Thank you so much to Scentbird for sponsoring this video. I highly recommend checking out their stuff. I've been using it for a while and I'm really happy with the product. Also, thank you so much to my channel members for supporting the channel, in particular Scrubby, who has donated $100 a month. But with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in another video.